Who had the better season, Arsenal or Manchester United?
Uh,
So we'll recap. Manchester United finished
Six,
with a
Eighth
eighth.
eighth. They're finished in
in
the
the
Europa
Premier League.
League. In
Yeah.
the Europa League, they finished with an FA Cup. Terrible season via points, via goals scored against in their history.
Yeah.
Had a lot of goal coaches problems. A lot of fans unhappy. This that. Contrasted with Arsenal having their best season. They only came up second to their invisible season in terms of points, but in terms of the league, they got the most goals, most clean sheets,
Yeah.
best defensive record. Their football was scintillating at times.
Best goal difference.
Yeah, best goal difference.
Attacking.
And the team was like united. The coaches, like everything is amazing.
Yeah.
They finished with no trophies. They're second. They're in the Champions League. From your eyes, looking at it, who had the better season?
Might be a little bit of controversial take if we're looking at trophies won, but I think Arsenal is definitely still, in terms of having a better season, that team. They're ahead of Manchester United because finishing second this year and last year is just building more and more momentum for them to go out and win more trophies and even maybe the league next season. All that unites the team, I think, and I think that's what you want. Whereas Man United squad is really, really imbalanced. They don't know if their coach is going to stay next season. They have a lot of,
They don't know
they have problems internal. Their stadium is cooked.
They're rebuilding their training ground.
Right. They have a lot.
They're demolishing it and then starting a new one.
They have a lot of shit going on for them, right?
Yeah.
And it's not really good or positive momentum. I think it's a lot of stop and go, and I don't think they're progressing in a positive manner. Whereas like Arsenal is, we can see that. They got a coach who's on par with Pep in the league. More
Who,
so.
Arteta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe they're not there in the Champions League like that yet, but I think they're approaching that. They made it to quarterfinals, right?
Who they exit against? Porto?
Bayern.
Bayern, yeah.
Right. And they have a good squad, and they're bringing more players who are better. They're replacing players who are,
So you think Arsenal had a better season?
I think if we're talking about like the future momentum and building on top of that, it's definitely Arsenal.
What about in terms of stats and
Arsenal. It's Arsenal. It's all included in the momentum.
So if you look at the bigger picture, Arsenal had a better season, but in
Yeah.
the smaller
I
picture,
think if you're looking at the bigger picture, Arsenal has more to build upon now that there's, finished second twice in a year, right? They were very close to winning league 2 times in 2 years. They were just unlucky because that Man City team is just absolutely playing out of their world, in the league. But if we're looking at it for next season, and if Arsenal can keep going like that, they're going to be in a way better position than Man United.
okay, but then you didn't mention the FA Cup trophy.
A trophy is a trophy. I think it's good that Man United won. They definitely got the silverware to show for it. But in terms of the general season, it was disastrous, Like,
What do you think?
finished eighth
I
in the league.
completely disagree with Artie. Everything he said, I completely disagree. So
So the question, who do you think had a better season, United or Arsenal? United?
United, yeah. I'm an Arsenal fan, and you're an Arsenal fan too, right? You're more neutral, right? You're like okay with both.
I like Arsenal, but
You like Arsenal more, yeah. But like, look, Arsenal. When you're talking about like a team that's like building, I think that team that's building right now is United more than it is Arsenal, because Arsenal have had the same players that they're trying to build up for the past 4 or 5 years, especially with the same coach.
okay.
Because Arteta received in 2019 the team.
Okay.
So it's been 5 years now, and we've had 3 trophies with him. We've had 2 FA Cups, 1 Community Shield. Ten Hag, 2 seasons, 2 trophies. I think he's on the league. Yeah, he's not performing as well, but there's a lot of reasons to go with it. There's new management, and I think that also adds to my point of they're also building on something new more than Arsenal, because Arsenal, it's the same management, same manager, same coach now for the past 4 or 5 years, and we're getting close, but we're not getting the job done. So United are finding a way to win trophies, and they're the most English team that's won trophies now. More than only Liverpool and City have won more trophies than United in the past 2 or 3 years.
It's funny, like Arsenal is going for the big prize,
Yeah.
and they're falling short of it. And these little prizes of FA Cup, Carabao Cup, it's kind of a side note to them. They'll still take it seriously, but it's not like their main thing. While United is kind of happy with an FA Cup, it's like came out of nowhere for them.
Of course,
like
it's still a trophy. This is like what matters in the end. Like the fans get something to like be happy for. Like if Barcelona,
but it's a fake happy.
Why? Like when you're talking about that team that's like building on something, United's teenagers, I think they're onto something really well, especially if they have like a midfielder that consists of like Bruno Fernandes. I think they're onto something. But like with Arsenal, like, are they really gonna improve? Like, are we gonna see like a 30-goal season by like Saka?
Okay, hold on. When was the last time Man United won the league?
2013.
11 years ago.
Do you know when the last time Arsenal won the league?
2004.
20 years ago.
But if we're talking about, so 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So what we're talking about is basically like Zayn said, I think Arsenal's going for more like the big prize because they know they can. They know, they can go hard in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, but I think like they know what they want. They have the squad for it, and they can go. And like this year, they just got unlucky in, let's say, in Champions League, in my opinion. Even in the league, there were a few games where they bottled it, but it's bound to happen. You're bound to lose some games.
The FA Cup for Manchester United puts a bandage over the bigger cut.
Right. I
Like,
agree with
it's
that. I
like-
agree with that take.
Like it kind of divides the fans because some fans they want the glory Man United days,
Yeah.
and so, like some of them are kind of content with like, oh, okay, we got an FA Cup, we have something, like we won.
Okay, but you kind of have to notice that like they're in a time right now when Pep is like completely dominating England, right? Like even if you see the numbers of like Klopp, like with Liverpool, he's like the amount of points that he has in some seasons with Ferguson there, like he would have won the league, but he only won like one time. He was competitive 2 times with him. So he's in. They're all like Arteta, Eric Ten Hag, and Klopp. Even they're all in a time of like Pep. So it's very hard to like compete with that. So
Well, what are you talking about? It's very hard to compete with us. So
It is.
What do you suggest? You suggest they just like put their
no, I suggest
fight down
no.
and
I
just
just suggest
fold over? Because like it's not good finishing 8th in the league.
It's
You're
not.
Man United,
it's not. But like when you look at other teams, I think United fans are happier than Chelsea fans this season. They're happier than Arsenal fans this season, and I think a lot of them are even happier than Liverpool fans this season because they got this like
Listen,
one trophy.
you can solve this problem like this. Okay, the original question was who had a better season, United or Arsenal?
Yes.
Okay, let's divide it into formats.
Yeah.
Carabao Cup, who had a better season? Doesn't matter. They both didn't win it. Okay, Premier League, who had a better season?
Arsenal,
Arsenal. FA Cup, who had a better season?
United.
Yeah.
Okay, what's more important, to be better in the Premier League or to be better in the FA Cup? That's your question.
You're okay.
Why?
I agree.
Because in the Champions League, they get more money once they win the top 4.
Yeah.
And if you're third or fourth, you get more money if you're third. You get more money if you're second. In the FA Cup, yes, you get money, but it's not equivalent to Premier League money. So you get a trophy.
So you're valuing the money, the prize money over the trophy.
I'm evaluating the competition, which is the Premier League. It's more important than the FA Cup.
Yes. Okay.
But historically, 20 years from now, no one's going to say Arsenal finished second. They're going to say Manchester United won an FA Cup.
Yeah. See.
So
So
the trophy, yes, matters more.
I think trophies matter more, and that's why I like. Said my
Yeah,
answer.
but it's such a
It's a 50-50.
it's a tricky question because you're asking who had a better season. Obviously, it's Arsenal, but then you're facing this trophy that they won, United. It's like it changes your answer because what's better, to be better in the league, to have a better project, like you said, or to have an FA Cup? Like I think
FA Cup isn't bad.
you can only answer this question once Arteta's reign and Ten Hag's reign finishes. Like overall, like now you can look back at Klopp and say he won once this, once this, once that.
Yes.
with Arteta, is he just gonna be a second guy, or is he gonna be a first next season? Like
Look,
that's
if Arteta, I think if he doesn't win the Premier League, he was just another Unai Emery that stayed longer.
But do people expect Arteta to win the Premier League when Pep's there?
I think so.
Yeah.
Now that they see that they can compete
How can the
with
student
them
beat the master?
by improving on faults that the master didn't improve on.
Only when the master retires. Like, think about it. In every job, like, you get a job, you get it from a boss, and the boss gives you the job. Like, I've been in so many situations where you get introduced to, let's say now I'm coaching, right? I get a coaching job through a coach that already did the coaching that I'm doing, but he only